So in today's video, it's going to be another Gabriel Henrique video. This one has been requested many times. I've been getting this song requested for a long time. I have reacted to this song by a few other artists, Morissette, Katrina, Velarde, Fourth Impact. I feel like there's someone else in there that I've reacted to this song before. Oh, Jonah, she's good. If y'all don't know who she is, she's amazing. So I've reacted to this at least 4 other times, but I don't think I've reacted to a guy singing Never Enough. So Gabriel is going to be the first, I believe, on my channel of me reacting to him singing this, reacting to this song. I am fairly familiar with the song now. I still have not seen The Greatest Showman. I know, I'm such a failure, but I don't know. I watch movies from time to time, but I don't know, since having kids, I just don't, unless it's, you know, cartoons. At least my daughter hasn't seen Frozen yet and has driven me up the wall with, let it go, let it go. Can't wait for that. But I still haven't seen The Greatest Showman. Maybe I'll watch it sometime this year. Who knows? But I do like this song. This song is really just, it's very Broadway-esque sounding, and I just love it. There's a lot of places for high notes. There's a lot of places for low notes. So this song, in my opinion, should be a very good song for him to showcase his range, which is huge. So we're just gonna jump into it and see what happens. He's already looking serious, which I come to expect. Just, I have it on pause and it looks like he's staring at me. So we're just gonna jump into the reaction. So let's just go.
I'm trying to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't leave this moment, and you set up a dream in me, getting loud now. Can hear it echoing. Share this with me, 'cause darling, without you,
I like the little yodels he does. It sounds so pretty.
all the shine of a thousand spotlight are the stars that we steal from the night sky. You'll never be enough, never be enough.
I love those. His yodels he does are so pretty. On the word enough, there's that really slight yodel that he does. All singers do it, but I just love the way he does it because he's like smiling and it just sounds so lovely. Never be enough. Oh, it sounds so lovely. I can't wait for the rest of this song, so let's just jump back into it before I get all rambly.
Top of gold that's still too little. This hand could hold the earth a little. Never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, never, never for me, for me. Never enough, never enough for me, for me, for me.
Gosh, that song, ooh, that note is hard.
On the shine of the thousand spotlight, on the starting this trip from the night sky, you'll never be enough, never be enough. Grown and still too little. This hand to hold the earth a little. Never be enough, never be enough for me.
whistle. But I mean, like I've mentioned, when he does whistle in songs where I don't expect it, it's always in a place that makes sense. They're just methodically placed, strategically placed, whatever the words are that I use to describe how he decides to put them, methodically, strategically, whatever the word is. Anyway, he always puts them in really good spots that it just takes the song like from, you know, good to off camera. Off camera amazing. Oh, that was so good. Has he done Broadway before? Like, do they have something like that in Brazil? Do they have something like Broadway where there's like musical theater and stuff? Has he done musical theater is what I'm trying to ask. Has he done musical theater? Because he has a good voice to do something like that, to do musical theater. He has a good belty voice. He has really good projection. He would do really well in a musical like that, I think. I've mentioned it a few times in other videos, but when I was in high school, we had like the fall play, and then in the spring we had our one-act play that we did for UIL. So the fall play was usually just sort of like something, meh, whatever. But my senior year, we had a different, or was it junior year is when we got a new theater teacher. But the teacher from the previous year didn't like me. She still had like say in who got into theater that next year, even though she wasn't going to be the teacher for it. That's just another story for another day. But basically, she didn't allow me to be in theater my junior year, even though the teacher was different. And by the time I went to try to change my schedule, the class was full, so I didn't get to do theater my junior year. I was really pissed. But senior year, I got back in, and for the fall play, we decided, I say we, it was kind of a class decision, because she said, oh, well, we should do a musical, and we just kind of bounced some ideas around, and we decided to do Godspell. Of course, it was Godspell Junior. It was like a condensed version of the musical, because the original musical is like 1,000,000 hours long. So ours was like, I think, an hour and a half. And so we did a musical, and it was so much fun. I did all the choreography for like the dance numbers and stuff. It was a lot of fun. And she gave me the hardest solo because I was the only one who could hit this really high note toward the end. I was supposed to hit it in full voice, but I couldn't do it sometimes. Like, I could do it occasionally, but I knew if I went up into like my falsetto range, I would be able to hit it a lot easier. So that's what I usually ended up doing. When we did our performance in front of the entire student body, which nerve-wracking. I mean, a lot of them knew I sang and everything, but just still singing in front of like everyone I know, because, you know, I did talent shows and stuff, but that was sort of like on a voluntary basis if you wanted to go. This was like mandatory. It was like part of a student assembly. Anyway, I had to get up there and sing in front of everybody. It was a little scary. And I think at that performance, I actually hit a whistle note, and I was like shocked with myself. I was like trying to hold it out, because I had to hold it out for a good like 8 seconds, I think, and then bring it down real fast. And I was like, I hit that note, and I was kind of shocked myself, and I'm just sitting there like holding it out, and then it ends, and I'm like, and I just kind of laugh and smile for the rest of the song while I'm singing, because I was like, wow. I don't think it happened again after that. That was the only time, I believe, in my high school career, and maybe even a few years before that, that the fall play was a musical. I don't think the previous theater director did musicals. I really don't think so. There was always just a regular play. Like, I think freshman year we did A Christmas Carol, which was weird. I was one of the bedposts. Like, make that make sense? I don't know. I don't know. It was weird. Anyway, moving on. What I was trying to get at with my little backstory there is I would love for him to do more musical theater songs. Maybe something from Godspell, since it's, you know, about Jesus. It's, you know, it's kind of hippie-fied because it was done in the 70s. But Victor Garber, if you ever watched the original movie, they did a movie version of it. And Victor Garber, the guy who played Mr. Andrews in Titanic, and he was in Legally Blonde. He played the pervy professor that hit on Elle. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but he played Jesus, and he has an afro. What's so funny? He has this big fluffy afro wearing a tie-dye shirt. It's the funniest thing you'll ever see. But anyway, the song that I did was "Oh Blessed Lord, My Soul." He should do that song because it's a lot of fun. It's bluesy, it's jazzy, it has a bunch of big notes, and oh, I think that would be amazing. So I'm just like, at the end of all these videos lately, I'm getting all these ideas for Gabriel. So not that he's ever gonna see these, but if he does, Gabriel, you need to do. These are the 3 songs I have for you so far. You need to do I Surrender by Celine Dion. You need to do Someday by Mariah Carey. And Oh Bless the Lord My Soul from Godspell. Those are my 3 requests so far. But I'm gonna end this video here. So that's been it for this video. If you like these kinds of videos where I react to things, then please consider hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when I have new videos coming out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.